Okay, we have a 722D Grasshopper diesel motor, about what, 12 to 15 years old. It's a neighbor's mower. He had a problem with the 7.5 amp fuse always popping on the PTO, and it would engage the PTO and it would run for a while, but then after running it would pop the fuse. So just to get the mowing done, he put in a heavier fuse. And there's a lot of videos on the PTO switch, the PTO clutch itself going bad. And before we invested $156 in the clutch, I elected to trace these wires down, and you can see it's tore apart pretty good. There was one point of worry way up under this I-beam. There's this wiring harness right here, holds all the wires, not all but most of them, through here and then up to the fuse box. And I checked the metal there, but I can't get the wires down here. It's just so darn tight. There it is right there. That's a brown wire going to the PTO relay right there, which I'll tuck up and in later. But I couldn't get that down, so I traced the wire back. And to make a long story short, we may have found the problem. Initially I found this. You can see that's frayed right there real good, but that's a ground wire. It was back here laying, bouncing as he mowed, this and that, but that's a ground wire. So I knew that was the wrong dog to be hunting. So after looking and looking, I pulled this up. This is a wiring harness for the PTO, and I seen this pinch, but that pinch has no penetration. And so I kept looking and looking and looking, and finally this harness is zip tied down here to the frame, and I cut the zip tie, and look at right there. Let me see, where are we? Let me see if I can find it. Right there. Zip tie held to the frame. I don't know if you can focus, but anyway, I'm thinking that's our problem right there. That is the positive wire going to the PTO after the switch. So this is the load wire. So while the PTO is engaged, this is hot and rubbing on the frame down there. That could be our problem. So I'm going to repair this, and good thing we tore it apart, because our positive basically just fell off. So I'm going to cut that off, clean all that corrosion up, get a new connector, and get it all buttoned up, and hopefully that's the problem. So if you have an old, not old, but Grasshopper, they're obviously built like a tank, because this one still looks really good and works real well, and you have a short in your PTO, check this zip tie right here first. The zip tie that holds these wires into the frame. That's it. Okay. Never forget to put the heat shrink on first. That's a redneck mistake. Forget the heat shrink. Yep. Put all them wires in there, doggone it. There we go. A little windy in here today. That's done.